Hey guys, Miss Harden again. For some reason, my escape room video didn't take, so I'm gonna start over. This time I'm gonna start from scratch and hopefully it won't be too terribly long. So, in order to make a more traditional escape room, much like what we have experienced in real life, I know many of us have done it, but if you haven't, you essentially get locked inside of a room and there is no hints, nothing. You just have to look around the room for clues, and those clues lead you to other clues, and eventually you find a key and you get out of the room, essentially. So, a little difficult to do virtually, but it can be done. So, you're going to start with a blank presentation as always. Um, think of a theme of a room in which you want your students to quote unquote get locked into and find their way out. For the sake of this presentation, I think I'm going to do a basement. That's kind of been my thing lately. And I will say that it is awfully time consuming, so you might want to plan for like 6 or 7 weeks out. That way you have time to play it and send it to other people to play so that it's just perfect by the time the kids get it. So, same process as creating a Bitmoji classroom. We're going to insert image from the computer. Oh, or from the internet, I should say. I don't know why I did shape. So insert image, search on the web. My bad. Okay. And we'll do basement. All right, let's do this one. Sounds good to me. Looks good to me. You got plenty of space to do stuff with. Okay. Um, for the purpose of an escape room, you don't want the kids to be able to click onto the next slide. So what we're going to do is insert shape as before in many of my tutorials I've showed you before, but in case you didn't, you take your shape, put it all the way over, come up here to fill color, transparent, border color, transparent, right click, link, slides in this presentation, slide one, done. And what that does is when I hit present, if I click anywhere on the image besides where I want them to click, it just keeps them on that slide. It does not transition to the next slide. So you may want to have them click on a Bitmoji or something just to give them directions. Past that, you're just giving them clues to each little thing that you want them to get. So I am a music teacher, so I might choose to put like instruments that they have to collect. So I might put a Bitmoji on here and I'll say, help, I've lost my instruments, can you help me find them? Um, so in order to do that, we come up here, hit Bitmoji. I'll type in help. Okay. I might then put in a call out that says click here. A text box. Okay, and then we're going to link the text box, so we're going to put a shape over the entire text box. And make it transparent, border color transparent. We're going to make another slide. Link, slide, next slide. Boom. Okay, this, I would say, let's call it clue number 1. And you would write out a storyline, something along the lines of, I've lost my instruments, can you help find blah blah blah. And if you want to get all rhymey, you can. But essentially, this page should send them back to the room to find whatever else you're looking for. Okay, so I'm gonna say blah blah, help find the flute. Okay. Of course, if you have older kids, you're gonna make that way more complicated, but just for the sake of showing you how this works. Again, oops, let's do this first. I don't have to. Okay, so put the shape over, hit transparent again, right click, link, slide in the presentation. This time I'm gonna hit slide 2. I'm gonna move the shape up a little bit so that I can get to the link. Wait, slide 2. Again, that just prevents them from moving on to the next slide. Then insert arrow. You might want to put back on there, but I think the arrow, you get the gist on there. Type in back, or just leave it as is. Link, slides in this presentation, first slide. And they go back to their first slide, and that was clue number 1. So I said that clue number 1 was flute, so we're gonna look for a flute. In order to do that, if you remember my Bitmoji tutorials, the site remove.bg, we're gonna type that in. We're gonna say flute. Images. It doesn't really matter which one. So that looks good to me. We're gonna drag it to remove.bg. Let me actually try clicking on it. Okay, download. Reposition the flute. Now, for the sake of time and just showing you how to do it, I'm gonna leave it like that. But you might want to add some boxes or something to make it a little less obvious that that's a flute. But I'm going to right click on that image and hit, no, let's see. Sometimes it won't let you link an image. If that's the case, you can go up to insert and then link, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to do another transparent image. Right click. This time you want to make sure that it links to clue number 2. So that would be slide number 3. Okay. Clue number 2. Blah, blah, blah. Help me find the drum. Again, put your transparent shape over here. Make sure you have the arrow. Then it would come back and you would put a drum in here. Okay. I'm going to go back and actually show you what sort of a completed escape room looks like. I say sort of because I haven't got all the kinks worked out. But here's one that I plan on doing with 6th grade. I'm going to scroll till I can find it. I laid out the storyline and essentially, again, sticking with that basement theme, I told them that my principal has sent me down to the basement to retrieve some items. I hit present, click here. Me walking down the stair. This isn't spooky at all. Let's get the things on the list and get out of here. Let's see. First up, lost and found boxes fades out to these instructions. The boxes on the list are not what you seek. Use your eyes to find something else that beats. Okay, they'll look around, and that looks like a beating heart, so I'm going to click on it. Okay, there'll be a video. Is that a skeleton? Gross. How long has it been since this basement's been used? Was anyone else surprised that we even had a base? Wait, did you hear that? Tell me that's not what or tell me that's not real. Fades out to instructions. Use Morse code to uncover the first of 7 keywords. Once you discover your first word, your next clue will be revealed. Now, this is what I'm saying. I haven't got all the kinks worked out, but these are all sound files that will spell out rhythm in Morse code. If they need a hint, they can get it. I have friends working on a code in Google Slides in which they can type in the word rhythm in the text box, and it will send them on to back to the slide. Or it will send them to this slide, and it says if it's boxes you seek, perhaps a more playful set could be a nice alternative treat. Go back. They'll hit the play box. Your second word is form. Use the song and dance to correctly label the form using ABC blocks. I haven't figured out what puzzle I'm going to do with that. They go back. Or after they complete the puzzle, excuse me, clue number 3. That was bizarre. This basements get creepier and creepier. Let's look at this list. Lost and found boxes. Mrs. Shoes, flute, find number 4. Okay, they'll go back. They click on the flute or the spider flute, whatever. It says number 4, click to clear the cobwebs free. Miss Shoes flute. Then identify your third word. They click on this arrow. And here's kind of a cool thing. I put a whole bunch of spider webs in there, and then I added animation. In order to do that, I'm going to hit insert. I'm going to select something first, and I'm going to say insert animation. And I have fade out on click on every single one of these. So they'll just show up to this slide, and they'll just start clicking. Now, kind of cool is you can be as obnoxious as you want with that. You can put in a million more, so it takes them a minute. But you get the gist. Some other puzzles I have in here is an actual physical puzzle. Okay, you can search for, like, make your own puzzle. And I just copied and pasted all the pieces in there. And this is a kind of cool thing. This is a semi-transparent image that I bought on Teachers Pay Teachers. Right now you see a hidden black box, but if I scroll over that box, then it does create the word tempo, or I can see the word tempo, which is kind of neat. So I hope that at least gave you some inspiration and an idea of how to do it. I really hope it didn't take that long, and it took this time. As always, if you need help, reach out ash.harden@gmail.com, or my PG people, PG County people can email me at Ashley, ASHLEIGH.Harden, HARDIN, at pgcps.org. See you next time.